Within 3 years or so, the technology that is going to be launched now. So I take great pleasure in welcoming our today's chief guest, a great mentor to me, because the history of Infosys, and now he's there with us, Dr. Krish. Also I welcome Dr. Chandrakumar, chairman, and he is one of the men behind the success of Kauvery. I welcome you. And all our surgeons who is going to handle the great toy in the coming days. So, and also I welcome all our Kauverians, Kauvery families, and also the print and press. I welcome you one and all. We started the journey in Bangalore 3 years back in electricity. Now shortly we are going to have our second unit in Nagella also. With that we will be becoming 500 beds. And also we are going to add oncology also. And with that definitely we are going to have around 700 beds in the shortest time. And all this is happening because of the wonderful consultants and the family of the staff. And I welcome you once again to the launch, and I hand over back. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
More than 20 years. After each surgery, my thoughts are, could have I done this surgical procedure any better?
Our focus has been on conventional surgical procedures which include open and laparoscopic urological.
The pain associated with the treatment itself, how to shorten the recovery and how accurately can we do this. Even with the traditional and best of minimally invasive surgery, we are far from what is the best and what is anticipated even by me as a patient. But that's all going to change.
As a gynec surgeon, my focus is to always deliver the best for my women. I'm always exploring into futuristic procedures which are faster, which are safer for her, which helps in speedy recovery and helps her get back to her family at the earliest.
We are introducing a technology which will answer all these questions.
ಸೊ ಇವತ್ತು ಕಾವೇರಿ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ಲಿ ಡಾವಿನ್ಸಿ ರೋಬೋಟ್ ಲಾಂಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ವಿ. ಇದು ವರ್ಲ್ಡಲ್ಲಿ ನಂಬರ್ 1 ರೋಬೋ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಸುಮಾರು 2-3 ಕಂಪ್ನೀಸ್ ರೋಬೋ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೆ. ಆದರೆ ಡಾವೆನ್ಸಿ ಇಸ್ ಲೇಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ. ಇದರಲ್ಲೇ ನಾವು ಈಗ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ವರ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಸುಮಾರು 1985 ಫಸ್ಟ್ ರೋಬೋ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಅದನ್ನ ಪೂಮಾ 560 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ 1988 ಪ್ರೋ ರೋಬೋಟ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂತು. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ 1992 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರೋಬೋ ಡಾಕ್ ಅಂತ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ದೆನ್ ಝೀಸ್ ಕಂಪನಿಯವರು 1994 ರೋಬೋ ಇನ್ವೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಲೇಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 2000 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡಾವೆನ್ಸಿ ಅವರು ನಂಬರ್ 1 ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ವೈಡ್ ರೋಬೋ ಲಾಂಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಸುಮಾರು ಎಂಟೈರ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ 1500 ರೋಬೋಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಕೂಡ ಮೇಜರ್ ಮೆಟ್ರೋಪಾಲಿಟನ್ ಸಿಟೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ರೋಬೋಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ. ನಾವು ಈಗ ಲೇಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ವಿತ್ ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಇದು 4th ಜನರೇಷನ್ ರೋಬೋಟ್ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ರೋಬೋ ಅಂದಾಗ ಯಾವ ತರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ನೀವು ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ರೋಸ್ಕೋಪಿ ನೋಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ರೋಸ್ಕೋಪಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ರೋಬೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 3 ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೂಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದು ಪೇಷಂಟ್ ಕಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಂತಾರೆ, ಒಂದು ಸರ್ಜಿಕಲ್ ಕನ್ಸೋಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವಿಷನ್ ಕಾರ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಈ 3 ಎಕ್ವಿಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು ಸರ್ಜರಿ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ. ಸೊ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ ಕಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಪೇಷಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಸರ್ಜರಿ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಮೇನ್ಲಿ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಪೇಷಂಟ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅದನ್ನ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಆರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ತರ ಏನ್ ಕಾಣಿಸಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೊಂದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೂಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೂಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ನ ಬಾಡಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸರ್ಜರಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಾವು. ಸೊ ಆ ಸರ್ಜರಿ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಸರ್ಜರಿ ಕನ್ಸೋಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್ಜನ್ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಆಪರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಯೂಶಲಿ ಮುಂಚೆ ಏನಿರ್ತಿತ್ತು, ಪೇಷಂಟ್ OT ಟೇಬಲ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಮಲಗಿಸಿದ್ರು, ಪೇಷಂಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸರ್ಜನ್ ಆಪರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಆದ್ರೆ ರೋಬೋಟಿಕ್ ಸರ್ಜರೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್ಜನ್ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಥಿಯೇಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ಅವರು ಈ ಸರ್ಜಿಕಲ್ ಕನ್ಸೋಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಆಪರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಸಪೋರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಬೈ ವಿಷನ್ ಕಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಗೇನ್ ಒಂದು 3D ಮಾನಿಟರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಟ್ರಿ ಮೆಷಿನ್ ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಬ್ಲೀಡ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಎಕ್ವಿಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ರೆಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲನೂ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವಿಷನ್ ಕಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು 3rd ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರೋಬೋಟ್. ಈ 3 ಎಕ್ವಿಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಒಂದು ಸರ್ಜರಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ದನ್ ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ರೋಸ್ಕೋಪಿಕ್ ಸರ್ಜರೀಸ್. ಸೊ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದೇ ತರ ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಏನ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ, ಏನ್ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಟು ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಸರ್ಜರೀಸ್, ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ರೋಸ್ಕೋಪಿಕ್ ಸರ್ಜರೀಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಒಂದು ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನಿಫೈಡ್ 3D ವರ್ಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸರ್ಜನ್ಗೆ ಇವಾಗ ಒಂದು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಕಾಯಿನ್ ನಾವು ಹೆಂಗ್ ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಈ 3D ವಿಷನ್ HD ಕ್ಯಾಮೆರಾ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಕಾಯಿನ್ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಪ್ಲೇಟ್ ಅಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗಿ ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ವೆಸಲ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಒಂದು 8 mm ಇರೋ ಅಂತ ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ವಿಷನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, 3D ವಿಷನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ನೀಟಾಗಿ ಅದು ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಅಂತೂ ಆಗೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಮುಂಚೆ ಮೇಜರ್ ಸರ್ಜರೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸರ್ಜರಿ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಸುಮಾರು 5-6 ಲೀಟರ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಿ ಬರ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಈಗ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಇಲ್ದೇನೆ ನಾವು ಸರ್ಜರಿ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರಿಸೈಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತು ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಎಂಡೋ ರಿಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಮ್, ಮುಂಚೆ ಏನು ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೈ ಹಾಕಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಿತ್ತು. ಆದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ವಿಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಎಂಡೋ ರಿಸ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು 340 ಡಿಗ್ರೀಸ್ ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ನಮ್ದು ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೋ ಅಷ್ಟು ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ವಿಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಕೈ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಷ್ಟು ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸರ್ಜರಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಅದು ಗ್ರೇಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್. ಒಂದು ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಹೋಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾವು ಕೈನ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ಹಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಸರ್ಜರಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವೋ ಅಷ್ಟು ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ಎಕ್ವಿಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲದನ್ನು ನಾವು ನೋಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಪೇಷಂಟ್ ಕಾರ್ಟ್, ಸರ್ಜನ್ ಕಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸರ್ಜನ್ ಆಪರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮೇಜರ್ ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ, ಈಗ ಪೆಲ್ವಿಕ್ ಸರ್ಜರೀಸ್ ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಯೂಟ್ರಸ್ ಸರ್ಜರೀಸ್, ಪ್ರಾಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಸರ್ಜರೀಸ್, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ರೋಸ್ಕೋಪಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡೋದು ತುಂಬಾನೇ ಕಷ್ಟ. ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಟೈಮ್ ತಗೊಳ್ತಿತ್ತು ಮುಂಚೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಪ್ರಿಸೈಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಇವಾಗ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ಸರ್ಜರಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಸೊ 90% ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ತೆಗೆಯೋದು ತುಂಬಾ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಈ ರೋಬೋಟಿಕ್ ಇನ್ವೆನ್ಷನ್ ಬಂದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಈ ಸರ್ಜಿಕಲ್ ಆರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಈ ಪೆಲ್ವಿಸ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಪ್ರಿಸೈಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಲೇಸರ್ ಕಟ್, ಸೊ ಲೇಸರ್ ಗೈಡೆಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ರೋಬೋಟಿಕ್ ಆರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ನ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್ಜರಿ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅದೇ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಡೀಪ್ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಹೋಗಿ ಸರ್ಜರಿ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಗ್ರೇಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ರೋಸ್ಕೋಪಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಈ ರೋಬೋಟಿಕ್ ಸರ್ಜರೀಸ್. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವೆಸಲ್ ಸೀಲರ್ ಅಂತ, ಎಂಡೋರಿಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಪ್ಲರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವೆಸಲ್ ಸೀಲರ್ಸ್, ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜಸ್. ಇಂಟೆಸ್ಟೈನ್ ಸರ್ಜರೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಮುಂಚೆ ಇಂಟೆಸ್ಟೈನ್ ನಾವು ಸೂಚರ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ ಹೊಲಿಬೇಕಾಗಿ ಬರ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಈಗ ಅದೇನು ಬೇಕಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದು ಸೀಲರ್ ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಇಂಟೆಸ್ಟೈನ್ ನಾವು ಹೊಲಿಬೇಕೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕ್ಲಾಂಪ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಇಟ್ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ಲಿ ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ಒಂದು 5 seconds 10 seconds. ಅದು 1.5 hour ತಗೊಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಇಂಟೆಸ್ಟೈನ್ ಸೂಚರ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. 10 seconds ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಸೀಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಮತ್ತೆ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಲಾಸ್, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಲೀಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ವೆಸಲ್ ಸೀಲರ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಲಡ್ನ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಸೊ 2 ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದು, ಟೈಮ್ ಸೇವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಪ್ರಿಸೈಸ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾವು ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡುವುದು, ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಲಾಸ್ನ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ಅವಾಯ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಈ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೂಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಹೈ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ 3D ಕ್ಯಾಮರಾ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು 2 ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿರೋದು, ಒಂದು ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಕಲರ್, ಒಂದು ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಕಲರ್, ರೆಡ್ ಕಲರ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಕಲರ್ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಸರ್ಜರಿಗೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ಒಂದು ಇಂಜೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ. ಸೊ ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ಸರ್ಜರಿ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಕ್ಯಾಮರಾ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಡಿಸೀಸ್ಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಗ್ರೀನಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಡಿಸೀಸ್ಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ತೆಗೆಯೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅದು ತುಂಬಾ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಫೈರ್ ಫ್ಲೈ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಇದು ಅಗೇನ್ ಈ ಡಾವಿನ್ಸಿ ರೋಬೋಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಜೊತೆಲೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸೀಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಾವು ತೆಗಿಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ಮುಂಚೆ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಸರ್ಜರಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಸರ್ಜನ್ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂತಿದ್ರು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ರೋಸ್ಕೋಪಿ ಬಂತು. ಈಗ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ ಸರ್ಜಿಕಲ್ ಕಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರೋಬೋಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸರ್ಜರಿ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ಗಿನ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದೂರದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಆಪರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ವಿತ್ ಪ್ರಿಸೈಸ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ರೋಬೋ ಸರ್ಜರಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ರೋಬೋ ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಇನ್ಸಿಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ಮೇಲಿಂದ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು, ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಬೇಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಸ್ಕಾರ್ ಇದೆ, ಸ್ಕಾರ್ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಕೀ ಹೋಲ್ ಸರ್ಜರಿ ಕೀ ಹೋಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇ ಕೂಡ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಟೈಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಸರ್ಜರಿ ಒಂದು 6 hours 8 hours ಸರ್ಜರಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ 1.5 or 2 hours ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್ಜರಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಪೇನ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ತುಂಬಾ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಈ ರೋಬೋಟಿಕ್ ಸರ್ಜರೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ನಾವು ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಡೊನೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಬ್ಲಡ್ ರೆಡಿ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಸರ್ಜರಿಗೆ ಅನ್ನೋದೆಲ್ಲ ಸಿಗ್ನಿಫಿಕೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಿದೆ. ವೆರಿ ಮಿನಿಮಲ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕ್ವಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ ಡಿಸ್ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ರಿಕವರಿ ಕೂಡ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇವನ್ ಮೇಜರ್ ಸರ್ಜರಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋ, ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ 3 days ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಮೇಜರ್ ಇಂಟೆಸ್ಟೈನ್ ಸರ್ಜರಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ವಿತಿನ್ 3 days ಪೇಷಂಟ್ ಡಿಸ್ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಮೊಬಿಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಇಂದ. ಮೇಜರ್ ಸರ್ಜರಿ ಏನೊಂದು 10-15 ವರ್ಷ ಹಿಂದೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ 3 weeks 4 weeks ಒಂದು ಪೇಷಂಟ್ ನಡೆಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ 3 ವಾರ ತಗೊಂತಿರೋದು. ಈಗ 3 ದಿನದಲ್ಲಿ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ ಇದು ನಡೀಬಹುದು. ಅಷ್ಟು ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜಸ್ ರೋಬೋಟಿಕ್ ಸರ್ಜರೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಈಗ. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜಸ್ ರೋಬೋಟಿಕ್ ಸರ್ಜರೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ವೈ ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ರೋಬೋಟ್ ಟುಡೇಸ್? Robotic surgery is a boon to the patient and also to the medical professionals. It solves the technical difficulties associated with the laparoscopy, including improved physician's ergonomics, and the surgeon can perform proficient with the robotics with a less number of cases, all with the comfort of sitting in the operating room. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure and honor to have our chief guest, Mr. Krishko Balakrishnan, with us today. And he's the most appropriate person to launch this robotic program today. And he's the leader in the country on the technology and beyond. Thank you very much for your time, sir. I mean, in spite of your hectic schedule, you have made it happen. Thank you very much. And probably we know for quite a while now he's deeply associated with healthcare, be it in the hospital or now he's doing a brain mapping and tracking with the Indian Institute of Science in Bangalore. I mean, when we were having a chat, he was saying more than around 4,000, 5,000 people have been tracked, how the degeneration, regeneration happens, what type of people have a better memory. That was a very interesting study. And he also said there are some other secondary findings. Women in rural area age faster. It's a very, very interesting feature. I mean, that's a contribution. Apart from that, I think he has been across the country, he has been very active in the startup ecosystem. I mean, all of us know now the startup ecosystem produces innovation and also brings entrepreneurship and brings significant employment in the country. I think there's a great service all of us will have to learn, and he sets a role model for most of the entrepreneurs in the country. So thank you very much for being with us today, sir. Just to share a few minutes about the journey of Kauvery. So, in 1999-2000, we started with 30 beds. I mean, me being an anesthesiologist, we wanted to do trauma and critical care, that being a specialty. Can we also do it affordably? And we didn't have money to do it, so I went to my roommate, and he's a pediatrician. We started with 30. We had money only for 30 beds. So we bought most of the things, refurbished equipments. We bought a refurbished ventilator, refurbished boils apparatus, refurbished X-ray machine, and also ultrasound refurbished. I mean, that was the first, we bought all of them. This year, I mean, with 30 beds, today we have around 2,250 beds now spread across 6 cities. And this year, 23-24, we have invested around 4 advanced high-end cath labs, and 3 MRIs, 2 1.5 Tesla, 1 3 Tesla with functional fMRI, and 3 neuromicroscopes. Of that, one is a 3K and 4D neuromicroscope, and we've also invested 3 128 slice CT and 2 Da Vinci robotic system, one in Bangalore, one in Chennai. And we've added 1,000 beds this year, maybe another 2 hospitals we're launching, one in September, one in January. And only on the equipment we invested around 400 crores, only on the equipments. When we try to do, have we deviated from the philosophy of trying to be affordable? Whenever we buy an equipment, we see what value it will add to the patients. Will it improve the clinical outcomes? Will it help for the faster recovery? Or will it actually be giving a more precision? I think Da Vinci is the classical example how people can, like we're talking to the clinical expert, that we can demonstrate the over a period of the first 4 to 8 weeks, the investment on these technologies can improve the clinical outcome far more superior, and also reduce the overall cost. The recovery may be faster, the absenteeism will be less. I think that's where every activity we try to do, I'll keep that in mind. So we are also going to add another 1,000 beds in the next 24 months, and Bangalore, we hope the next 3 years, the region will have around 1,000 beds. And also we are doing one more, just slightly outside the Bangalore, another 250 beds we are doing, and I'm sure we'll be a large player there. Our focus has always been on the clinical outcomes, on the academics, and the research. On the clinical outcomes, we have the best clinicians, we want to provide the best infrastructure, and also the right kind of equipments, optimum technology. We don't want to splurge on the technology, which is clearly focused on the outcome. What we've done in the academics, we were also mentioning to Sir, that today we have 150 postgraduates with us. Okay, DNB postgraduates across all the specialties. We have a cardiologist, cardiac surgeon, we have vascular surgeon, nephrology, urology, neurosurgery, neuromedicine, vascular surgery. All the specialties, we have got more than 150 students with us now across the group. And we have more than 1,200 paramedical people. We have diploma nursing, BSc nursing, MSc nursing. We have a dialysis technician, cardiac technicians, laboratory technician, physician assistant, 1,200 students. We have full-fledged paramedical institute. And we also want to now focus on the clinical research. Over the last few years, all the locations, we have ethics committee. We have started actively interacting with the clinical research. And in Chennai, we have tied up with the IIT Chennai for the AA in cardiology and neurology, how the prediction, all those things. And also we are thinking, we have tied up with one medical device company, how we can improve the device. For example, stents, can we do it better? Recently, I went to Japan, met the collaborator for the iOS, for a coronary intravascular ultrasound. So he collaborated with the Thermo, he did the version 2. We had interaction, we wanted to exchange program with them. So all these things have been possible only with, we have around 800 specialists with their untiring efforts and the commitment. And we have around 8,000 Kauveryans today. I think without all of their support, it would not have been possible. And the clinicians, we give the maximum importance and thrust for the clinicians. They are the assets for our group. And we continue to see whatever the best possible, and we are always open for any type of dialogue. Ultimately, if it is going to help the clinical outcomes, we are there for us. And once again, I would like to thank all of you, thank our chief guests for spending time. Thank you for making it happen.
Because this is the first day of my joining MBBS 30 years back. So from there, on this day, my dreams are fulfilled. I would say that. I think at each level of our career, we aspire for something, we plan for something, and we want to do it. Of course, when we do reach that level, obviously another dream comes up. As of now, as of today, I don't have any other dreams, sorry. So after the broad introduction about the Da Vinci system by Nagesh, I would like to give a little bit smaller details about my department. There are certain procedures like liver surgeries or the bottom surgeries like the colorectal surgeries which are difficult even with laparoscopy. If I am going to take about X number of hours doing a laparoscopic procedure, even after 20 years in my experience, I would do that in the X minus 3 hours. Like we mentioned about 2 hours back, a rectal surgery for a cancer, we were able to finish successfully in 2 hours actually. And the main thing about the Intuitive or the Da Vinci system is it's a combination of the surgical skills, the hardware which they are upgrading every now and then, and also the software which is coming in. They have started introducing the artificial intelligence, which they have entered into the stapling system, where the thickness of tissues, the intestines, is assessed by the system itself. So there is no further damage because of application of the technology. So makes my job easier. I wouldn't call Da Vinci a toy, it is my surgical assistant. If it was an open surgery, I would have had 3 assistants with me operating every case. With laparoscopy, it reduced to 2. Now with Da Vinci, I am alone responsible for every procedure I do. With this, I think I welcome you all again. Thank you.
The robotic in Bangalore. Probably if he has not pushed that, we would not have got it, because in Chennai after 10 years we bought it, in Bangalore we bought it. Thank you very much. I think you made it happen.
Actually, I am happy in multiple ways, because in any purchase of equipment and instrument, always the first question I think we are having our finance team here, they will ask what is the ROI. So if we cannot satisfy that, they will not allow. But here, the same place, same consultant, what the surgical number we are doing, amazing. And when he proposed Da Vinci, without any hesitation, personally I have taken to corporate, and I could able to convince, because of all his, the enthusiasm and the commitment and whatever there. And I want to appreciate all his dedication here. Now, nowhere you can be successful unless otherwise if you are not having a very good successful team. In that, always I owe greatest honor and respect to Dr. Sridhar. Because in 30 months, constantly doing 85 plus surgeries is unassuming and it is unimaginable. That is happening only because of him and his team. And the robo is, I think, only for him. And yeah, definitely, we are having greatest respect and honor to you, Dr. Sridhar. Thank you very much.
At the offset, I would like to thank all the dignitaries who are here today. ಹಾಗೂ ನನ್ನ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮ ವೃಂದದ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರಿಗೂ ನಮನಗಳು ನನ್ನಿಂದ. ನಾನು ಸ್ತ್ರೀ ತಜ್ಞೆಯಾಗಿ ಪ್ರಸೂತಿ ತಜ್ಞೆಯಾಗಿ ನನಗೊಂದು ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ದಿನ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ದಿನ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಏಕೆಂದರೆ ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯ ಪುಟಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂದಿನ ದಿನ ಒಂದು ರೋಬೋಟಿಕ್ ಸರ್ಜರಿ ಕಾವೇರಿ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲಿಂದ ಸೇರ್ಪಡೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂದರೆ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಲುಕಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ದ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ಟು ಸಿ ಹೌ ಡು ವಿ ಮೇಕ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಬೆಟರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಆರ್ ವಿಮೆನ್. ನಾನು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ನನಗೊಂದು ಅದೃಷ್ಟ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೋತೀನಿ ಗೈನಕಾಲಜಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಮಹಿಳೆ ಒಂದು ಯಾವುದೇ ಕುಟುಂಬದ ಬೆನ್ನೆಲುಬು ಅಂತ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಒಪ್ಕೋತೀರ ನಾನು ಹೇಳೋದನ್ನ. ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಮಹಿಳೆ ಆರೋಗ್ಯವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋದಾದರೆ ಒಂದು ಸಂಸಾರ ಹೇಗೆ ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು? ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸಂಸಾರನೇ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದು ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮದು ದೇಶ ಹೇಗೆ ಉದ್ಧಾರ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇದೆಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಬೆನ್ನೆಲುಬು ಒಂದು ಹೆಣ್ಣು. ಸೊ ಅವಳ ಆರೋಗ್ಯನ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೇದಾಗೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಮಾಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ತೊಂದರೆಗಳು ನಿವಾರಣೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ರೊಬೋಟಿಕ್ ಸರ್ಜರಿಯಿಂದ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ನಾಗೇಶ್ ನಮಗೆ ತಿಳಿಸ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಏನೇನು ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಏನೇನು ಆಗ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು, ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ತಮ್ಮ ಕಷ್ಟಗಳನ್ನ ಹೇಳೋದೂ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನೇನು ತೊಂದರೆ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆಗೆ ಬರೋದೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಹುಡುಕಿ ನಾವು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಮಾಡಿ ಎಂಥದ್ದಾದ್ರೂ ಪ್ರಸೂತಿ ತಜ್ಞೆಯಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಸರ್ಜರಿ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಹೆಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಏನು ತೊಂದರೆ, ನಾನು ಮನೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾನು ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆಯಲ್ಲಿ 7 ದಿವಸ ಇದ್ದು 8 ದಿವಸ ಇದ್ದು ಮತ್ತೆ ರಿಕವರಿ ಟೈಮ್ ತುಂಬ ದಿವಸ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ದೆ ಹೋದ್ರೇ ಬೆಟರ್ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ಅವ್ರ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇರಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಸರ್ಜರಿಯಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಹೆಜ್ಜೆ ಹಿಂದಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ಇಂಥ ರೊಬೋಟಿಕ್ ಸರ್ಜರಿ ನೀವಾಗಲೇ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರಿ, ಲೆಸರ್ ಪೇನ್, ಫಾಸ್ಟರ್ ರಿಕವರಿ, ಲೆಸರ್ ಸ್ಟೇ ಇನ್ ದ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್, ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮ ಸರ್ಜಿಕಲ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸೂ ಬೆಟರ್. ಏಕೆಂದರೆ ಕೇಳಿದ್ವಿ ಆಗಲೇ 3D ಡೆಪ್ತ್ ಪರ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ನಮ್ಮದು ಪ್ರಿಸೈಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ನಮಗೂ ಸರ್ಜನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾವು ಮಾಡೋ ರೀತಿನೂ ತುಂಬ ಉತ್ತಮವಾಗಿದೆ ಈ ರೊಬೋಟಿಕ್ ಸರ್ಜರಿಗಳಿಂದ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಹೆಣ್ಮಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಸೇಫಾಗಿ ಮನೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬೋದು. ನಾನು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ 2017 ರೊಬೋಟಿಕ್ ಸರ್ಜರೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. 350 ರೊಬೋಟಿಕ್ ಸರ್ಜರಿಗಿಂತ ಮೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. 10 ವರ್ಷದ ಹಿಂದೆಯಿಂದನೂ ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ರೋಸ್ಕೋಪಿಕ್ ಸರ್ಜರೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಬಟ್ ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ರೋಸ್ಕೋಪಿಕ್ ಇಂದ ರೊಬೋಟಿಕ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆದಾಗಿಂದ 350 ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಸರ್ಜರಿನೂ ಕನ್ವರ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಏನಕ್ಕೆ? ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಟು ರೊಬೋಟಿಕ್ ಸರ್ಜರೀಸ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸೋ ಪ್ರಿಸೈಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಸೋ ಅಕ್ಯುರೇಟ್ ಇನ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ and it's because of the depth perception that we're getting through these machines, and which is helping us keep our women more safer and healthier. Thanks to Kauvery Hospital to bringing this to the future of our women, and thanks to all our friends who are here today to bless us, and thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity.
Our surgical team has been doing a wonderful job, and congratulations to Dr. Sridhar already. I have to congratulate him on this occasion, and then of course Dr. Lavanya for starting off the program, and we've taken off wonderfully. We've already introduced the robot to you all. I would like to add only a couple of points in addition to what Dr. Sridhar and Dr. Lavanya have already mentioned here. One is that when you are operating with a robot, you feel like your hands are inside the abdomen, and you can rotate your hands 360 degrees, which is impossible during a live operative procedure while you are operating on the patient being in front of him. The other point is when we operate for 4 to 5 hours, either laparoscopy or open surgeries, the surgeon fatigue sets in. Ellargu sustaagbidutte, so we feel very fatigued. Our hand movements become clumsy. So when that sets in, there's scope for a lot of errors happening. So the robot actually eliminates all these errors by giving us so much of precision, accuracy, dexterity and flexibility for our movements, so that we will be able to complete the surgical procedures without any errors. These are the wonderful advantages of robots, and I'm really glad that Dr. Chandra Kumar, Dr. Vijay Bhaskaran sir have given us this wonderful opportunity to take this wonderful technology forward and provide excellent healthcare to all our people. Thank you.
Kauvery Hospital family. First of all, thank you very much for inviting me to be present today on this important occasion for Kauvery Hospital team. To share the joy of this occasion with all of you. Thank you very much for inviting me to be here. People have already explained to you how this is going to help improve the patient outcomes, improve the surgical outcomes, how it's going to help the surgeons, and make it better for the patients in terms of their recovery, all the stuff that they've mentioned. This is clearly the step in the right direction, because we have to leverage machines more and more, integrate machines more and more into our practice, our life. We are doing that. Man plus machines, machines augmenting the capability of humans. That's the direction that we are all taking, and using it optimally, using it efficiently, using it intelligently, using it smartly, such that you can benefit from that, and you can benefit the customer, the consumer, the patients. So clearly, in the right direction. From a healthcare perspective, healthcare in India, Uh, we are, in terms of skills, in terms of capability, we are second to none in the world. In terms of the number of procedures, we probably are better, because the number of procedures, you've already seen the number of procedures that they do here. One, of course, shows their dedication and commitment, but more importantly, we become more experienced in doing this, and I feel that our, especially at the top, our healthcare system is on par with the best in the world. Access to technology, access to equipment, and the talent that we have, and the expertise and the experience that we have, we are second to, and we are on par with the best in the world. We are second to none. We are, I think, really at the top of that. But how do we make sure that this reaches everyone in the country? That is definitely a challenge which all of us need to work together to enable, to make happen. We also need to make sure that access is there, affordability is there. I think Dr. Chandrakumar already mentioned about these things, access, affordability. We need to do that. So leveraging technology to improve access, to improve affordability, that's been there in the mindset of people in India. Again, the same equipment is probably similar cost, but the surgery in India is probably 1/5 or 1/10 cost of anywhere else in the world. So we are trying to address the affordability. We need to make sure that access is improved. Training is also very important, and I'm very glad that you're thinking about integrating training and education into the hospital system. That's also, to me, a very important aspect of making sure that access, affordability increases, because more and more people need to get trained on use of these technologies, etc. So I'm very glad that you are integrating that into your hospitals and your system, and you're sharing this knowledge with others. The next point I want to make is, where is this going to go? With intelligent use of technology, with using these things smartly, I believe that we can leapfrog when it comes to healthcare in India compared to rest of the world. We are behind because in terms of only way we are behind is in terms of getting this technology to the 1.4 billion people. So how can we leapfrog in making sure that this technology, this capability reaches everybody? And there are, again, India has given multiple models to the world in terms of in the rural areas, looking at providing diagnostics using mobile clinics and mobile vans and things like that, where people require further support, etc., looking at a tiered way of providing that to secondary, tertiary, and high-end delivery of healthcare at specialized centers. Because you have to centralize these things in metros or things like that, at least to begin with, because you need a certain volume in order to justify these things. So you concentrate these things in metro regions, but you also make sure that you have a system whereby people who require this are identified and brought to these centers. And you would have read about the innovation that we have made. I call this business model innovation in eye care and things like that, right? Arvind, Shankara, LV Prasad, how they've tiered their delivery of services from rural to metros, etc. We need to think about that much broadly when we look at the healthcare system. The other thing that we need to do is introduction of technology in managing data, managing patient care, etc. Again, I'm hopeful that our government initiatives in terms of collecting patient data, the data privacy laws that are being now introduced into the parliament, a UPI UPI has been an innovation in the fintech space, a UPI-like innovation in data and managing outcomes, leveraging IT systems will benefit all of us to reduce cost and provide superior healthcare to all the people. What I mean by this is, we need to think about the patient data being on the cloud, being in a central repository, that data being available across all points of contact, from the initial let's say diagnosis or meeting with a physician to all the way to surgical procedures and things like that, and longitudinal data from birth to death is possible in a single repository for each individual. So you can think of a repository for each citizen in the country. That's the direction in which we need to move, and that's possible today. So here again, our being behind will actually be an advantage for us, because now we can leapfrog to move to a electronic health record for every individual citizen in the country. I think we need to move towards that. This will enable hospitals to reduce costs, because today, once a patient comes in, you have to store that data forever. That's a huge cost a hospital incurs in terms of the IT system, etc. But once you move to the cloud and it's shared across the healthcare system, the cost for everybody will come down, and the patient benefits because the data can move with them. The system benefits because now that data may be available for research, etc. So there are multiple benefits, and we need to move to a cloud-based patient healthcare, electronic healthcare system, etc. So there are various things that we can do in order to provide better healthcare at lower cost at the system level, and we can leapfrog and provide, I believe, the best healthcare in the world if we all work together. This requires us all to work together to enable this to happen. We have seen this in the payment infrastructure in the financial services space. Today you can transfer money instantly from one person to another person, just knowing their telephone number, with zero cost, zero latency, almost instantaneously. Now that's not available anywhere else in the world. We have that. Similarly, we can do that in healthcare. Similarly, claim settlement, for example. It doesn't matter where your insurance is. It doesn't matter where you go, which hospital you go to. Can you connect every hospital to every insurer through a switch, which we are attempting to do in Swasth Alliance. You can look up Swasth Alliance, which is now piloting health claims exchange. Again, the UPI-like movement for healthcare. So these are things which we can do at the system level, at the country level, nation level, where we can bring costs down. So I congratulate and compliment the leadership of Kauvery Hospital. I compliment you for championing the cause of bringing world-class care to India, to our country, and and sharing this with your patients, but also developing a core set of professionals who can be trained on these things. And I wish you all the very best. Thank you for inviting me again. Thank you.
Intuitive company. It is from USA. That's number one in the world. It's called Da Vinci.
What is the cost?
Cost exactly, it was discussed in the corporate level, so we will not be knowing exact cost. It was purchased in the group.
Is there
Around
9 to 9?
yeah.
If you look at the penetration of robots of America, across the United States of America, there are 4,000 units. Looking at that, in India, we hardly have 150 for the entire country, with 5 times the population of United States of America. And the maximum number of Da Vinci robots, or you cannot think about it, it's in Bangalore. The second one is in New Delhi. So sparsely it is spread across the country. So it's a growing technology, and going forward, every surgeon will start operating on Da Vinci robot or similar robotic system, similarly what they were doing laparoscopy before.
Now, this is the advanced 4th generation technology robot we have purchased with the latest equipments. What I told, specific all the additional technologies that we have purchased in the latest one.
If you don't mind, how do the insurance company compensate this surgeries?
Yeah, few of the insurance companies, they started compensating for the robotic surgeries, and other companies like Gypsa and other, they're also in line. So IRDA is coming up with the norms where all the insurance will get covered under insurance for going for all the robotic surgeries.
The insurance company cannot dictate the type of procedure patient has to undergo. If a prostate or a uterus or a gallbladder has to be removed, they just have to approve the procedure. The technique of procedure, they have no right. So the patient and the relatives have got the entire right to decide on the technique of procedure. So wherever they want, whichever technique they are comfortable and confidence in, they can undergo. The insurance company has got its limitation only to the amount of the premium patient is insured with. So it's on those lines, the doctors, Intuitive and insurance company are coming together.
So insurance companies are not supposed to deny actually.
Grading the facilities that they will be covering.
So whatever the best facility we have, we always tell it to our patients. And we leave it to their ability and understanding to decide on the kind of technique they want.
Sir, suppose you have bought this robot from a USA company.
I would like to add one more point. Before 2020, there was no regulation as such. After 2020,
Regulation from IRDA.
After 2020, IRDA has clearly come up with a regulation that the complexity of the surgery is going to be only decided by the surgeon, and the benefit is only going to be decided. And nowadays, last 3 years, we have seen an immense change in the attitude and the penetration in the insurance sector. Most can be covered under insurance, as it is not an experimental surgery or experimental technique anymore. So there are the insurance is percolating downwards.
Can you give any example of?
Yeah, I'll tell you. See, I've been associated with that for quite some time now, right from the very beginning. I'm a urologist. I do surgeries on kidneys and prostate. These are the 2 main things that we do, apart from all other things. So earlier we used to do a procedure called partial for a tumor of the kidney, which involved 7-8 years ago we were taking out the entire kidney. Now with or we were doing open surgeries, huge cut in the body, only to remove the tumor. But with robot coming in, we can spare the kidney. We can leave the kidney just the way it is and take out only the tumor. That is gifting somebody a kidney. A person who's diabetic, 60, if he has to lose one of the kidney, there's a possibility that he might become dialysis dependent. That is changed. So with this precise technology, we can only take out the tumor and leave behind the kidney. It's just gifting a kidney to a person. Can any amount of money match that? No, not possible. This is just one example of other thing. Prostate. In 2000, when the people started doing, early 2000, people started doing, they were doing open prostatic surgeries. that was fraught with many complications. Not many people were attempting it because the patient outcomes were very bad. Then they started doing minimally invasive. Not everybody could do it because it is deep in the pelvis, not accessible. Even with the best of the equipment, we were not able to reach there. See what exactly needs to be cut, what exactly needs to be sutured. That was not possible. With this robot, what was 15-20 years ago, people were scared of doing. We are doing that operation day in, day out, discharging the patient within 1 or 2 days. The average hospital stays just 18 hours after the surgery, which used to, this is a surgery which it is transformed, robotics has transformed.
Regarding insurance part, you are not putting any example.
Yeah, so earlier they were not covering partial nephrectomy, robotic partial nephrectomy. People had to pay the over and above costs, but now it's being covered. Recently, we were not doing what we call pyeloplasty, one surgery where there's a blockage in the kidney and it is not easily accessible with laparoscopy because the part of the whatever is blocked is inside the kidney, which we technically call intrarenal pelvis. Such kind of a dissections that involves complex dissections, separating out the tissues only to reach that. That was very complicated and complex with that was only possible with a radical cut and lot of dissection to reach that place. So all this thing has been shortened out, and insurance companies are, by law mandated to cover after the 2020 IRDA regulations.
There is a regulation, you can see in the IRDA also. Now all insurance are compulsory, they have to cover, and it's going to happen.
They cannot deny the thing just because it is robotic. If the surgeon feels or the patient feels that this is the best way forward and this is the best available treatment, they cannot deny it.
I want to compliment the leadership of Kauvery Hospital, the professionals at Kauvery Hospital for inaugurating the facility with the robotic surgery capabilities. We are second to none in terms of our capabilities, and with equipment like this, the Da Vinci robotic surgery, we can provide the best of healthcare in India to our people. We need to make sure that this is now accessible, this is available, this is affordable. I think with the numbers, we probably can make it happen. I believe that healthcare in India will transform to provide the best results in the future. So I again compliment the Kauvery team.
On behalf of Kauvery Group of Hospitals, I am happy and proud to have the robo here. And with that, definitely for this part of the city and this part of the state, we can do a good number of surgeries for better outcome at affordable cost. And at this juncture, I want to tell that for next three months, for the senior citizens, we want to do the surgeries at laparoscopic cost. Definitely for senior citizens, the health ailment because of the age and all will be more common. For them, this technology at an affordable cost will be very much needed. That will do that. Then we started the journey at electronicity, and soon we are going to have our second 250-bed hospital in Marathalli. With that, we are becoming a 500-bed hospital now, and within next 24 months, we will have 1,000 beds in Bangalore.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್.
ಈ ರೋಬೋಟಿಕ್ ಸರ್ಜರಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದು ತುಂಬ ಪ್ರಿಸೈಸ್ ಸರ್ಜರಿ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನಿಫಿಕೇಷನ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಮ್ಮಿ 3 ಪಟ್ಟು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ರೋಸ್ಕೋಪಿಕ್ಕಿಂತ. ಡೆಪ್ತ್ ಪರ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ನಮಗೇನು 3 ಪಟ್ಟು ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅದು ಇನ್ನೂ 10 ಪಟ್ಟು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದರಿಂದ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳಿಗೆ ಫೈಬ್ರಾಯ್ಡ್ ತೊಂದರೆ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಗರ್ಭಕೋಶದ ತೊಂದರೆ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಪ್ರಸೂತಿಲಿ ತೊಂದರೆ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ರಕ್ತಸ್ರಾವ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಬ್ಲೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಇರೋ ತೊಂದರೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ, ಅಥವಾ ಈಗ ಇನ್ಫರ್ಟಿಲಿಟಿ ಏರಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಇನ್ಫರ್ಟಿಲಿಟಿ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತು. ಈಗ ರೋಡ್ ಟ್ರಾಫಿಕ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಕೆಲವರು ಬೆಳೆದ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ಕಳ್ಕೊತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆವಾಗ ಅವ್ರು ಏನಾದರೂ ಆಪ್ರೇಷನ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಮಾಡಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬಲ್ ಅನಸ್ಟಮೋಸಿಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ಜರೀಸೂ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಹೆಂಗೆ ಅಂದರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಅದರಿಂದ ಬರೋ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ನೂ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ರೊಬೋಟಿಕ್ ಸರ್ಜರಿಯಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಉತ್ತಮ ಹೆಜ್ಜೆ ಕಾವೇರಿ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಅವ್ರು ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದರಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳ ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ಸುಧಾರಿಸ್ಬೋದು, ಹಾಗೂ ಅವರು ಕರ್ತವ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಅವರ ಮನೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಬೇಗ ತೆರಳಿ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಾಗಲಿ, ಹಾಗೂ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಸ್ಟೇ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅವ್ರು ತುಂಬ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಅನ್ಕೋತೀನಿ. ಐ ವಿಶ್ ಕಾವೇರಿ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಟೀಮ್ ಗುಡ್ ಲಕ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಈ ಪ್ರೊಸೀಜರ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳಿರ್ತೀರ. ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ರೋಸ್ಕೋಪಿಕ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೀಜರ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೋ ಈ ರೊಬೋಟಿಕ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೀಜರ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೂ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ರೊಬೋಟಿಕ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೀಜರ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗಿಬ್ಬರು ಅಸಿಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೂಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅವ್ರು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ ಅವ್ರು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು. ಬಟ್ ರೊಬೋಟಿಕಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾನೂ ನಾವೇ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ, ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೂಮೆಂಟ್ಸು ನಾವೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ದ ಸೇಫ್ಟಿ ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಕಸ್ಮಾತ್ ನಾನು ಆ ಪ್ರೊಸೀಜರ್ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೂಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋದು ನಿಂತು ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲದೇ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಅಥವಾ ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಸಿಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಅದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ರೋಸ್ಕೋಪಿಲಿ. ಆಪ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲೇ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಈ ಆಪ್ರೇಷನ್ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ, ಆಪ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಪೇಷಂಟು ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಚೇತರಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಸೇಫ್ಟಿ ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಈ ರೊಬೋಟಿಕ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮಲ್ಲಿ.